Tax season is almost here, and the IRS is rolling out a free option for filing tax returns to some residents of a dozen states, including Washington. Taxpayers who qualify can submit their returns directly to the agency online at no cost. The direct file pilot will be open to low and moderate income taxpayers with simple returns. For KCHW 102.7, I'm LaVon Ellis.
We are the Three Amigos!
Oh, I hit the microphone there. Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. It is Three Amigo Thursday, but with only two amigos.
Oh, yeah. It's okay, though. It's okay.
Is it?
Alan's off at another carpet convention, but the
That's
two
true.
of us, I had to find something, right?
Yeah?
Right? All right.
We are two wild and crazy guys!
Nice!
Chuck,
anytime,
would you do me a favor? It really bothers me. Your head's really small.
is it?
today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let
I
me.
could just reach out and pinch it.
That's what everybody says. They just want to reach out and pinch my head.
There it goes. All
There
right.
we go. Let's get us the same size. There we are, Scott.
Oh, yay. I heard you had some and you don't do it with that box, you do it with the little thing up above, like I showed you how to change your color.
Oh, that's what I did, but the box is being weird today.
He's clicking something he shouldn't.
I don't know what that was. I'm always clicking things I shouldn't, Scott.
You said you got a bunch of snow.
We did. We got quite a bit of snow yesterday. We got not quite as much as they were predicting, I don't think. Thank goodness. Or depending on who you are, some people like it. But no, we got probably 8-9 inches on the ground in the valley here. I know I was talking with the gentleman that runs the ski hill last night, and they were getting a bunch of snow up there, so they're very happy about that. That's good news for Winterfest, and we're not getting the continuing snow over these days that we were originally predicted. Bad news though, it's going to turn to rain over the weekend. So it's temperatures are going to be warming up significantly, and then we're from the last time I looked at the forecast yesterday, about a week straight of rain afterwards.
So your cold snap finally made it over here to the East Coast. We have 8 degrees today.
You're welcome, Scott. You're welcome.
Thank you. I looked like Nanook of the North yesterday. I was all bundled up running the snowblower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, face mask, all that kind of stuff, because we had 15 degrees and 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Woo!
Yeah, and a bunch of snow. It was ridiculous.
I'd rather have like the -5 and calm.
Yeah, I can hardly move today because I don't do physical activity, but I didn't have a choice because I couldn't get out the door.
Wow. Well, I'd say have Jet give you a nice massage, but he's not going to be on the show tomorrow.
He's not doing nothing today. Maybe I'll call him over.
There you go.
All right.
Hey,
I'm going to pick on you again. It's really bothering me. I have all the logos just over me.
Oh, yeah. I'll move those. You know, it
looks like you're pointing me out as an idiot or something.
I think I got us on a different window than we normally use, Scott.
All right, cool. I feel better now. I feel balanced.
There you go.
Right?
You feel whole.
And what we're talking about, if you're new to the show, we are also streaming video on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our website at kchw.org. I'm going to turn up my volume a little bit. We look a little quiet today.
There you go. And Scott is now one with the universe.
Yes, let's do that weather forecast. 23 today, partly cloudy skies this morning, then becoming cloudy in the afternoon. 18 tonight, cloudy with snow showers developing after midnight, 50% chance. Snow accumulations, though, less than an inch, just enough to make your morning drive fun.
Yeah.
20, as Chuck was saying, it'll warm up. 28 and 27 on Friday with morning snow at 60%. Then Saturday, afternoon rain snow mix, high of 37, low of 33. Won't even freeze in the valleys. 38 and 36 for Sunday as the rain and snow showers continue at 60%. Same deal on Monday, but all rain with a high of 41. Yuck!
Yeah, I don't know if we're looking at the same forecast, but this goes all the way out to the 1st of February with rain and a mix of rain and snow every day until February.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then February coming will go back to winter when you think, oh, we're going to have an early spring.
It's never an early spring.
Never.
It's never.
All right. Shout out to Levon Ellis, our new news gal, for doing that KCHW morning news past couple weeks. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then don't tell her I played this.
I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. Not anchor lady, and that is a scientific fact.
We are thrilled to have our anchor lady. There you go.
She's great. She has that professional news voice.
She does. She's awesome.
Yeah, but she was on
Great
CBS
addition.
News for 22 years.
CBS News?
CBS News, not like a CBS affiliate, but like CBS News Nation. Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
She's been great. I don't know if we'll be able to keep her through another winter though.
Oh, why?
She's not a fan of the winter.
Well, you tell her if she's going to leave, she has to do it remotely.
That's what she's
And we
talking
can do
about.
anything remotely now. Come
Right?
on, Levon.
I think she actually might.
So she doesn't have to quit, but if she decides she doesn't want to anymore, tell her she has to train a replacement.
Yeah. Brendan Hansen. Paging Brendan Hansen. No, I think she wants
not
to.
too much training for Brandon. He's got lots of radio experience after the past 10 years of sticking his nose in our business.
Exactly. He might be sticking it in even deeper here in the coming near future.
Yes.
Hopefully.
So I can't announce it yet because there's no vote from the board of directors. But some new news coming out about the radio station soon.
Yeah.
All right,
all good.
let's roll out breakfast for the kids. Breakfast pizza, cereal, fresh fruit juice, choice of milk. And then for lunchtime today, it looks like burritos, bean and cheese, also some chili with beef and beans in it, green beans, plenty of beans today, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, milk choice, and salsa. That's right. They have to dance on their way to lunch.
On the tabletops.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on. Don't get us in trouble.
It always worries me given a building full of teenagers beans. I gotta say, school district, you might want to rethink that.
Just going to have fun with that. Come on. Think about it. Wow. All right.
I mean, kids are smelly enough.
So instead of taking right off like we do in the mornings with the jokes, can we save them for a couple minutes? Do you mind?
Yeah, no, go for it.
All right. So first, I want to do a few news headlines. First one, I'm going to switch my camera here so everybody that's watching via video can enjoy this too. I didn't even know he was alive anymore. Pauly Shore. All right. And you see him next to his look-alike there, Richard Simmons. Pretty close. Pretty close, isn't it?
I didn't realize how much they looked alike.
Yeah, Pauly Shore is going to play Richard Simmons in a upcoming movie about him and a documentary, I guess he's involved with.
Wow.
Richard Simmons not happy about it.
No, wow.
Yeah. All right. Don't want to blow this one for you. So our next one here is you remember the James Bond movies where they had Jaws like Moonraker and stuff? You might be a little too young for that. Do you remember Jaws?
Dude, I grew up watching James Bond on repeat.
So here is a picture of a real life Jaws. This person, who I'm not going to name immediately, has spent $850,000 having his teeth covered, and you can see the fangs there and everything, right? All right, having his teeth covered with titanium and platinum. It was of course, a first time ever surgery. This person spent $850,000. I'm going to give you a couple. This is a famous person. And I'll give you a couple guesses to guess which dumb famous person it is. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Flava Flav.
No, sir.
No.
Next guess.
No.
Next.
Who is that? That's not Lil Wayne.
No. Super obnoxious. Most people don't like him, but
But
all over the news.
We already did Pauly Shore. Most people don't like him. Who is that? Is it?
I mean, he gets a lot of bad press. He's caused lots of problems. Big supporter of Trump.
Kanye West. Is that Kanye?
It is Kanye. He
Wow.
got titanium platinum vampire teeth for $850,000, and yes, it's permanent.
Of course he did. Is there a zoom out of his whole face smiling like that?
No, but if I would have zoomed out, you could have seen who it was. So I covered it up. But yeah, $850,000.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a video I could have played with it as he was showing him off, but I figured there'd probably be some inappropriate content in that, and it might not be the best.
Probably. Some people just have too much money.
Yeah.
You know what they could
All
do
right,
with that money? They could send it to KCHW.
Oh my gosh, could you just spend that kind of money on something stupid, almost $1 million? He could have done something philanthropic with it and got applause instead of boos, boo. Thank you. I don't know if I like transitioning between the two of those. It's kind of creepy. Just keep that going for the show. Woo! Woo!
I kind of like it. Yeah, just keep that through the remainder of the show. Just you and Kanye's teeth back and forth.
All right, next news headline. I've been screaming about this for about 20 years, why America is so far behind in things like high-speed rail projects. Don't know if it'll happen. They've tried before. First grant has come in, $500,000 federal grant, and a thumbs up from the Federal Railroad Administration to start a new high-speed rail project that will reduce travel times between Houston and Dallas by more than half.
Wow.
With a new bullet train, I guess.
It's about time.
It's about time. We should have them all across our country. This is ridiculous. And do you realize how much stress that would relieve on the airline industries? And you could do them electric so they weren't polluting. Come on, figure it out. I'm a left leaner and a tree hugger and all that kind of stuff. So I'm all about that environmental stuff. But I keep circling around. They can talk about the things that Biden has done, and great, but he hasn't done near enough. I mean, we need to put a cap on plastics, period, forever. End them. Instead of building a brand new plastic factory in Texas.
Right.
We know that what it's doing to our environment. A new story comes out every week where they're finding plastic. It's in us. It's in bottled waters. Why don't we take the big steps like this, like high-speed rail across our country?
Well, environmentalism is great, and I support that too. But aside from that, this is just cool stuff. It's cool technology, and I don't understand the fight against cool stuff. I love it. Yeah. I don't.
Could get a bird.
Even not including electric trains and the high speed rails and all that. Train for decades has always been the most efficient method of travel anyway. Most efficient method of travel and shipping, that sort of thing. So.
All right. Trump was bragging yesterday that he aced a cognitive test. Okay. This test was actually a dementia test where you had to match pictures of animals with their names. And he actually bragged that he correctly identified a whale.
Good job. You get a pat on the head, little buddy.
Yay for you. All right. Japanese scientists captured. You can check this out. It is on a website called Next Shark. Japanese scientists have captured plants communicating with each other on video. So that theory from back in the late 80s where plants used means to communicate with each other, they actually can warn each other about pests and fungal infections and all sorts of stuff. And they use some kind of phosphorescent powder. And so it kind of flips. It kind of travels through the air, lands on another plant, and that plant learns from that and reacts accordingly.
Wow.
It is crazy.
Wow. So what's that M. Night movie where they all the plants sort of take over and kill off humanity?
The Happening.
The Happening. It's happening, guys. It's happening. No, it's
Can't
not.
blame them. Can't blame them.
Right.
Can't blame them. Can't blame them.
No.
And that's like, people are horrified. I always say that it's kind of the same thing, is we almost deserve it. And I'm the same way with if aliens come to eat us. Now, I am not a vegan or anything like that, so I'm a meat eater. But if aliens came to farm us for food, the meat eaters should go first.
I mean, it's only fair.
It's only fair.
It's only fair.
Come on. You're okay with it right now. Why be mad about it when they're doing it to you?
Don't be a hypocrite.
All right, next one. This is in the scary news department. Scientists have figured out that the reason why alligators are so good at snatching people off the shore is because they hear just as good underwater. They have a special membrane that lets them hear underwater way better than any other animal. Scary, scary.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, as if they couldn't get scarier.
All right, and in the This Is Horrible department, North Korea, 2 16-year-old men sentenced to 12 years of hard labor for watching K-pop and K-dramas.
Wow.
So for watching television shows from South Korea, 12 years of hard labor. They let them off a little bit because they were 16. And they paraded them in front of thousands and thousands of people as an example. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Yeah. Yeah. The normal penalty for this, though, for watching a K-pop video or a South Korean television show is death.
Wow. You know a great movie that would be great to show the North Korean people?
What's that?
Bug's Life.
Bug's Life?
Bug's Life.
Why is that?
Because it's the movie, where the ants or the grasshoppers are like keeping the ants down, and the ants finally realize, wait a minute, there's a lot more of us than there are of you. We can just stop this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe they'll wake up someday. I imagine people are horrified by that. But,
I would imagine.
But then with any dictator, you see crazy behavior in the followers that accept what they're told. I mean, we can look at Russia, and if early on in the Ukraine war, they would show videos of him trying to motivate the citizens of Russia, and the things that came out of his mouth were fabricated and lies and overblown just to rally the people. And you see that same kind of stuff in North Korea, and I'm going to go out and maybe make some people mad, and we see that same kind of behavior in some of the followers of Trump.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary.
We see a lot. We see him using a lot of the same tactics and saying a lot of the same exact
rhetoric.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the same. Sort of campaign tactics and speeches and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
All right. Next story up this morning is it's wow, and this is cool. And I was going to play applause, but it's Biden. Yeah, I don't like all the politicians equally.
Right.
Actually, This is very, very cool, especially for those people on a budget. Biden is sending up a proposal that would limit overdraft fees from banks to a maximum of $3.
That is about time.
About time.
Those overdraft fees are predatory. I know.
Yeah, they are. And I belong to a credit union, and I'll give them some slack because I think it's like $18.
Yeah.
Instead of typical 40 or I don't know. It's been a long time since I haven't been with the credit union. It could have really shot up.
Well, and a lot of people will say, well, that's your fault. You shouldn't overdraft your account. But you know what? Life happens, and sometimes that balance gets low, and an auto payment goes through that you're not expecting. Or, you're just using your card at the store and it takes it and you don't think about it. And then next thing you know, you get your bank statement, you've got 10 overdraft fees, But I've
had a friend who would have complain about overdraft fees several times a month when you were visiting with him.
Yeah.
And that is poor planning on his part. So
Right.
I'd be totally okay if a maximum overdraft fee is $3. But if you do it maybe 2 or 3 times in a month, the bank could jack that up because, come on, figure it out. I mean, like you said, accidents happen. I think I've always been really worried about that kind of stuff. Like I'm one of those people that the first thing that gets paid is your rent because you need a roof over your head.
Right.
but other people aren't that way, and yeah, they should learn their lesson and be held accountable on the same fact. But those accidental things that happen once in a while, $3, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Last one. Something I didn't know here, and this is our safety story for this morning. I didn't know this, but it came out online, and they're warning people about because people started using this in their hair, fabric softener.
Fabric softener in their hair?
I guess it helps the dyes and stuff, like if you're turning your hair pink or something like that.
I can see that.
All right, but then she put this was on TikTok, but she put up a warning and a label from the fabric softener bottle, and it tells you that it's flammable. And she says people don't know this and they don't look at it, but it's actually on there. And she displayed a warning, including a bottle of fabric softener that is frequently ignored. It says liquid fabric softeners contain various emulsifiers made from silicones, oils, and alcohols, all of which are flammable.
Wow.
So next time you need to start a fire, don't use oil or something harmful to the environment. Try a little fabric softener or some Cheetos.
You know, my wife dyes her hair, and to tone down that bright color, she just uses conditioner. Mixes it with conditioner, puts it in her hair when she showers. Boom, hair dyed, done. So, yeah.
All right. I got one more I want to show on camera before we wrap this up. Let's see if I can catch it here. Check that out. You see that Star Trek there? Guess where it is?
Neptune. I don't know.
No, sir.
Mars.
It's on the surface of Mars. That's
wow.
right. An actual Star Trek insignia. Of course, it's just supposedly a formation of rocks, but it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's absolutely perfect.
Somebody's made first contact.
Beam me aboard.
Or
He's dead, Jim.
Wow.
All right. I just
cool.
thought that was a little cool.
I like that. I love that. And was that recently discovered?
Yes, just yesterday, I think. In fact, as the picture came to light. So
you just
very cool.
You just flashed up a screen that said if you bite a chew toy hard enough, it'll squeak. Same goes for you, Scott. If you bite you hard enough, it'll squeak.
Oh, that was your first joke. That was our first joke as we move on to bits and breaks. Chuck, do it again. That first joke. This one's for unmarried couples.
Yeah, so boyfriends are kind of like chew toys. If you bite them hard enough, they'll squeak. I had no idea. That's all I saw was a screen. Some words on your screen there, Scott. I had no idea that was one of our actual jokes.
I had no idea it was your joke.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out if that's true, but I probably would squeak. All right. If you have to work today, here's a good one, especially if you're late. Sorry I'm late. There was an evil troll blocking the bridge, and his riddles were really hard today.
Yeah, sometimes they take a couple extra minutes. Yeah.
Okay. How about another one for work, Chuck?
I received 3 job rejections today, and it's just like, I'm not my grandma's special boy to these people.
I wonder why.
Why don't they understand? I'm a special boy.
All right. We're trying to cover all the bases today, so
right.
A joke for the elderly. The patient says, okay, first, what's the good news? The doctor says you have 24 hours to live. Patient says, oh my God, just 24 hours? That's the good news? I can't imagine what the bad news is going to be. And doctor says, I forgot to call you yesterday.
I almost feel like that would be better, though. You get rid of the suspense. I don't know. A couple of quick phone calls.
If that really happened, though, I'd want to die right there in his office, so he'd have to deal with it for not telling me.
Yeah. Take that, doctor.
Yeah. All right. Last joke this morning for married people.
My wife called out to me from the other room. Do you ever get a shooting pain across your chest like someone's got a voodoo doll of you and they're stabbing it? No, I said. How about now?
I can picture Laura doing that to you.
No, she just stares at me from across the room with the burst into flames face. Where she's just like Firestarter, just burst into flames. And it never works.
How long have you been married?
Gosh, this year it'll be 19 years.
That's why.
Yeah, I know, right? 19 years of living with me. I don't blame her.
Should be like me and have a 2-year limit.
Wow.
It's not what I want. It's just the way it works out.
Sorry, honey, your time's up. It's someone else's turn now. You've had your turn in the light. Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. Let's keep going with that. Best insults that don't involve curse words.
If you're my prize at the end of my race, I'd walk backwards.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah.
I have neither the time nor the crayons to explain it to you.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but Scott, you couldn't pour water from a boot if the instructions were written on the heel.
Yeah, it's okay because wisdom has been chasing you, but you're way too fast of a runner now.
Oh, yeah? But if you were spice, you'd be flour.
Oh!
Wow.
Those were fun.
That one could be for me. You were the one that had me adjust my camera because I was too pale.
Yeah, you were looking a little pale.
Yeah. That's me. I'm flour.
You're probably not feeling well after getting those new platinum teeth.
Yeah. You can't see it because my face is in front of the microphone. But
all right. Why nobody at the office likes me? Number one, because I think flannel ties are cool. Number two, I label every food container in the break room fridge using the name of Kardashian. I run around with a button that says I love my job.
wow.
I take home the used coffee grinds each day and bring them back the next day and make coffee.
Oh, that is horrid. It's gross.
Yes. I have the only pencil sharpener in the building. It's locked in my desk, and I demand that coworkers say a password to use it.
I mean, that one's only fair. You gotta, if that's yours especially, you gotta keep an eye on that thing.
Yeah. All right. I like every Facebook post every coworker creates within 10 seconds of the post, and that's why nobody likes me.
That one's just creepy, though.
It is.
Do
you have any work? Huh?
You ever get that where somebody posts something and you just happen to be there and then you like instantly click like or something, or somebody sends you a message as you're already looking at your phone and you click a response to it immediately and then you're like, oh man, now I feel kind of creepy. I do that sometimes.
Wait, you did text me, Chuck.
You gotta give it at least a couple minutes, you know?
Yeah, at least.
So these are things we didn't know yesterday, Scott. You ready?
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah. So your stomach produces a new layer of mucus every 2 weeks. Otherwise, it would digest itself. You ever get so hungry it feels like your stomach is digesting itself?
Yeah. I think so.
All the time. Every person has a unique tongue print.
Oh.
So why don't we do those at the booking office at the police station?
I don't know, but yeah, his tongue prints are all over this.
See, that way you do your fingerprints, right? And then you lick your fingers, and then you can do your tongue print. It's more efficient. Yeah, I like it. On average, there are 12 newborns around the world that will be given to the wrong parents daily.
Wow. That explains so much.
Yeah. Weren't both your parents NBA superstars?
Yes, and bald.
In the 1830s, ketchup was sold as medicine.
Huh.
I mean, it does kind of taste a little astringent. I can see that.
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci could write with one hand and draw with the other at the same time.
No way.
I mean, he's Da Vinci. I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give him that one, but no one else. Yeah, like Kim Kardashian, probably not. So this one, I think we already know. There are no words in the dictionary that rhyme with orange, purple, and silver.
It's true.
Yep. The first product Motorola started to develop was a record player for automobiles. At that time, the most known player on the market was the Victrola, so they named themselves Motorola. I really like that.
It didn't work out. So, could you imagine every time you hit a bump and the record skipped?
Oh, do you have a record scratch soundtrack, Scott? You should.
I do, but not handy.
Yeah. Next one, by raising your legs slowly and lying on your back, you can't sink in quicksand.
I've heard that before, and I tell people that all the time, just in case they run into some quicksand.
You know, as a child, that was like one of my biggest fears was quicksand. You know, it was a constant concern of mine. I was always on the lookout for quicksand. And
I was obsessed with sharks in the pool.
Yeah. The quicksand and the sharks in the pool. Those are things you have to be always cognizant of, Scott. Yep.
You know, one of the best things like that kids get scared of, as I was turning 13 or 14, it was just before the Berlin Wall came down. Everybody's afraid of nuclear war with Russia. And I was really stressing about it. And I know I had one of my kids that kind of did the same thing about where you hit that 12, 13, 14-year-old mark and you start realizing more about the world around you or maybe politics, and it scares the bejesus out of you.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best thing I think my dad ever told me. He said, "Because don't worry about it. They've been telling me the world's going to die since I was a baby." Then some points to that. Again, if you look back, people that were involved in World War One, they thought that was going to be the war to end all wars, and then it was World War Two. So 3 feels a little bit more like that could be possible, but don't be too scared.
I would hope we've learned enough about ourselves and humanity and the planet at this time to by this time to not do that, to not have to worry about that anymore. But who am I kidding? We haven't. Yeah.
That's the best joke you've said all day, Chuck.
It's funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's not true.
And now I'm crying.
All right, last one.
There's no such thing as a negative calorie food. Even celery has calories.
Oh.
Aren't there some, though, that take more calories to chew and digest than... I mean, the food itself has calories, yes, but the...
Chewing doesn't burn kind of like 1 calorie per day.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's some that has such low but it's not just the chewing; it's your body digesting. The digestive process produces heat. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada.
Celery could probably fit in there.
Yeah,
and watermelon, mostly water.
Carrots, yeah, but watermelon has a lot of sugar.
That's true.
I guess carrots do too. Yeah,
but it is 80% water.
That's true.
So.
That's true.
All right. Here you go. This one for guys. Best tools of all time. First one on the list, duct tape. Not just a tool, a veritable Swiss Army knife in stick-up and plastic. It's a safety wire, body material, radiator hose, upholstery, fixer, insulation, tow rope, and more in just one easy-to-carry package. Imagine if you put it over and over itself, it probably could work as a tow rope. Have you ever used a duct tape to fix anything strange?
All kinds of stuff. Nothing. All kinds of cars, and I can't think of anything in particular. But I do know I've done some very elaborate patchwork and panels and that sort of stuff with duct tape.
All right, next on the list is vice grips, equally adept as a wrench, a hammer. I can't how many times I've used my vice grips as a hammer because the hammer wasn't closed.
Oh yeah.
Pliers, baling wire twister, break off of a frozen bolt, wiggle it till it falls off tool. Yep. The heavy artillery of your toolbox. Vice grips are the only tool designed expressly to fix things screwed up beyond repair, and that is totally true.
I once had a boat, and the throttle was broken. It had the handle that you twist, and then it had another one for like forward and reverse and the neutral, and that was broken off and replaced permanently with a pair of vice grips.
I did the same thing with an old Chevy Nova. That was my door window crank.
Nice. See, it works.
Weird.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I've had the vice grip doorknob. Oh yeah.
All right. If you got something cool you fixed with vice grips or duct tape, feel free to put it on our Facebook page.
Post a picture.
We
yeah.
Want to know. Yeah. We want to know. All right. Just put it right there along the video. Maybe we'll give you a shout out. All right, next on my list, the last one is plastic zip ties, a tool for locking and fastening. So simple, so elegant, so secure that darn near every police force on the planet now uses the plastic invention for keeping crooks' hands secure.
Yep.
Isn't a man anywhere who doesn't keep a bag of zip ties in his toolbox, another in his car, and a third at the office, and then can't find him.
You can never find them. I'm a huge zip tie guy, and we buy the big industrial size bags of them. Like 1,000 at a time, and we have our whole dog fence is put together. Well, not the main fence isn't put together with zip ties, but we have like this chicken wire underneath so they don't squeeze between the bars, and the whole thing about 1,000 zip ties.
Have you seen the ones that are about a half-inch thick and like 3 feet long?
Yeah,
those are awesome. You can actually like attach people to trees with those.
I always keep two of the great big monster ones. I keep them coiled up in the bottom of the glove box in the car because you never know. You know,
You might need something up. Yeah.
I have actually used those. They don't last very long, but sometimes they can get you out of a bind. As tire chains in an emergency. You know, you wrap 3 or 4 of those around each tire, or a couple, and if you're stuck somewhere where you're not, it won't work if you're too stuck, but they'll get you out of a little bit of a bind. You know, if you can't get your car out. Yeah, I've done it and it works.
There's an invention.
And I have a zip tie gun, and it is the coolest tool I own, Scott. It's basically you
zip tie gun.
Yeah, you put the zip tie in the little thing, and you squeeze the trigger, and you go chicka 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 chicka, and it goes snap, and then it has a little. When it gets tight, it has a little blade that comes down, and cuts that front really clean up against the little knuckle.
Wow,
it's amazing, and it gets them so way tighter than you can get them by hand.
That's amazing. I bet somebody's making money off that. What a great idea.
And this thing is big and heavy, and it's like metal. It's from the 70s. But
folks, can you hear the excitement in his voice?
I am. I love this thing. I don't understand why this isn't a standard thing that every home has, is a zip tie gun. It's so handy, and it's probably my most used tool now, is a zip tie gun. I've had it for a few years.
All right, checking on Facebook real quick. Dennis checking in this morning. He said it's too cold.
It's too cold to post. It's too cold to post picture of your duct tape repairs.
Yeah. Alan says off to Friday Harbor. Have a great weekend, and he must be driving really fast because then his next post said good morning from Ellensburg.
Oh wow!
Maybe he's flying.
Wow!
All right. We have an odd news story today, and wacky but true. That's so Alan, and it's about a rug.
I do hope Alan's okay out there, and apparently he must be listening to us.
Safe.
Yeah. The roads are bad out there. I hope he's on good road, and I hope he's being safe. Sounds like he made it to Ellensburg.
All right, he's so brave.
Although
manly men in the full bloom of their manhood.
Although he left yesterday, so things must not be going that well.
So, well, maybe it was a layover in Ellensburg.
Yeah,
That's probably what it was. Okay. All right, I'm all clued in now, mostly.
There you go.
Here we go, Chuck. It's yours. The most disliked foods.
The most disliked foods. So these are in no particular order. Anchovies.
Yes.
Okay. They have their purpose, but straight out of the can, no. This one I wholeheartedly agree with. Liver. Why? Just why? Cilantro. That's some. Some people have this thing. They say that cilantro tastes like soap to some people. It tastes.
Taking a step back to liver. Years ago, there was somebody in the building that cooked liver for lunch. Who does that?
Like every day?
No, just once.
Yeah.
The uproar stopped them from doing it ever because it went through the whole building.
Wow. The only time I ever actually use the liver is when you get that like Thanksgiving turkey and you pull the liver out of the giblets. I like to cook it up and feed it to the dog.
There you go.
Yeah, because they love it.
Perfect.
They love it. But yeah, the cilantro thing, a lot of people think it tastes like soap, and apparently they found like an actual, I guess, I don't know if it's a genetic marker or something, but there's like a physical trait with people that make the cilantro taste weird, and some people just can't do it. Personally, I think it tastes like heaven. I love it.
I do too.
Yeah, it's good stuff, especially on tacos. Put a ton of it on there. My favorite, you take some onions and you chop up your onions really fine and chop up a bunch of cilantro and then cover the whole thing with lime and do that about an hour before you make your tacos and then pull that out, that limey onion and cilantro, and put it on your tacos. So good. So good.
Sounds good.
Cooking tips with the three amigos on Thursday.
All right.
Mushrooms. Mushrooms are delicious.
I know people that, oh, no, don't put them on. I think they're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And last... Oh, good. It keeps going. Brussels sprouts. Love them.
No, they're especially if they're slimy at all. They're too boogery.
I like them. You bake them till they get nice and brown with like some bacon and pecans and cranberries and
that'd probably be okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. White chocolate. White chocolate isn't actually chocolate. It's actually a chocolate derivative that's made by eliminating the cocoa solids, aka the good stuff, leaving only the cocoa butter to be mixed with sugar and milk.
I don't know. Big fan of the white chocolate.
Are you? To me, it just tastes like sweet to me. It doesn't have any. It's just like, it's like bland chocolate.
So I had a friend who was a gourmet chef, and I was over at his house one night, and he made me a tequila steak. Ooh. Don't ask me. I'm not a chef, so I don't know how he does all this. But tequila shake, and then there was white chocolate on the plate as well. And he said you have the bite of steak, and then you have the bite of chocolate, and then the sip of wine. And I thought, this is going to be disgusting, but it was all delicious together.
That sounds good.
You just think having a bite of steak and then a bite of chocolate, it was so good.
I'm not a huge fan of white chocolate, like just taking a hunk of white chocolate and eating it. But there's some good uses for it.
All right.
But I'm not 100% on it. Another one I absolutely love, one of my favorite things in the world, beets.
All right, you're just a little too healthy, Chuck.
Beets, love them. Eggplant is the next one. Not to be confused with the eggplant emoji. Black licorice.
Hold on.
Sorry. Yeah, black licorice. My wife loves it. I can't stand it.
Oh, delicious. Favorite ice cream. Black licorice ice cream. Hail to the king, baby. Hail to the king.
Hail to the king.
That's right.
I did find her. There's a local creamery, local-ish, I think Spokane, that makes a black licorice ice cream that I sometimes buy for my wife, and she really likes that. So I won't kiss her afterwards, though. Another one I really love that I don't understand how anyone could not like them: olives.
Gotcha.
I love them all varieties, all the colors, all the stuffings. Except the blue cheese stuffed olives. Don't like those. Love them. Oysters.
Yeah, not the best.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big. I've never had any. I love seafood. I love clams. I love everything in a shell except oysters. I just can't. I can't do it. They're like irony, They have this weird.
Yeah, I think it's because they're off the bottom of the.
Yeah.
They just a little too earthy.
Yeah, they have a very unique flavor. Mayonnaise.
I get that. I'm a Miracle Whip guy. I'd sooner have Miracle Whip than mayonnaise on a sandwich.
Oh, I thought we were friends, Scott. No, I like good mayonnaise. Keeps things from getting too dry.
All right.
And then the last one but not least, and I agree that this is absolutely disgusting. I don't understand how it's allowed to be sold as a food product because it's rotten. Blue cheese.
Right. Yes.
Blue cheese.
All right. Fun fact about it?
Yeah. Blue cheese isn't actually a single type of cheese, rather a general name for a class of cheese cultured with a specific mold that produces the blue-gray veins that run throughout the final product. So there are cheese products that are sold in other countries that the United States FDA has determined not fit for human consumption. That other countries eat. Really? Yeah, I had a roommate once who was from France. He was French, and the cheeses that this guy would bring home were just absolutely horrid. Like clear the house. We had to go spend the rest of the day out in the yard because we couldn't be in the house with this cheese he was eating.
Like Limburger or Gorgonzola or something stinky like that.
Stuff that makes Limburger and Gorgonzola seem like American cheese.
Wow.
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
He got a care package once from his mom, straight from France, that had some of the stuff that's not available, that's not allowed for sale in the United States. And good Lord, Scott, some of this stuff was just mind-boggling. Yeah, gross.
All right, there you go. Good job, Chuck, teaching us about what foods are gross.
Gross. Don't eat it. Actually, most of those I actually really liked, so I don't know what
you did. You liked a lot of them, and it's too bad most of them are probably healthy.
Right?
All right, some awesome hotels you could take a trip to. Want to get away from the rain over the next couple weeks? Well, you could go to Cottonwood, Idaho. Might still be raining there, but they do have the Dog Bark Park Inn. Their motto, where sleeping in the doghouse is a good thing. Guests of the dog bark stay inside of a wooden dog, I guess a doghouse that the hotel claims is the world's biggest. Oh, it's an actual wooden dog. They claim it's its biggest beagle at 35 feet tall. They also have a chainsaw art gallery. Oh, man.
That might be fun, actually.
Actually, totally sounds like Idaho.
Can you say that name 10 times fast, though?
I thought I was supposed to say Ohio.
The dog
out
bark
and about. That and about Treehouse Treesort. This is in Oregon, Tequilma. Sleep 32 feet off the ground. If you stay in the hotel, you're called a tree musketeer.
To get a shirt?
Yeah, that'd be cool. The one thing you don't want to do in your tree house is roll over.
Right.
All right. The 21C Museum Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky, 91-room hotel, doubles as an ultra-hip 21st century art museum.
That's cool.
All right. Turpentine Creek. No, it's not in Idaho. It's in Arkansas. Eureka Springs. Sleep among lions, tigers, leopards, and cougars at a big cat reserve. Just keep your hand inside your room.
You know, I love all those things, but that's a hard no for me. I'll pass. Yeah. Yeah.
Turpentine Creek doesn't sound healthy at all.
No.
Right. McMenamins Kennedy School Hotel, Portland, Oregon. This hotel, with rooms featuring blackboards, is a converted elementary school that originally opened in 1915. That doesn't sound that exciting.
No, I mean, it's cool that they repurposed the old building, but, you know.
Yeah, I think I got a sound effect for that stay.
Why does this classroom smell like a gym locker?
Kids' socks.
Yeah.
Winvian Cottages in Morris, Connecticut. Each of the 18 cottages has a different theme. Try the tree house or the golf cottage, where you can putt from your bedroom to a private green. Or maybe you'd like the helicopter cottage, which holds a real Sikorsky King Pelican helicopter. Oh, I'd sleep in that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Jules Undersea Lodge, spelt like Jules Verne, Key Largo, Florida. Guests take the plunge literally, scuba dive 21 feet to your room in the former underwater laboratory, and sip a glass of wine, look out the window into the undersea world.
You know, I've actually seen this one. I think that one's a no for me, too. I get claustrophobic. I don't think I could handle that.
Last one on the list, Liberty Hotel in Boston, Massachusetts. The Liberty was once the infamous Charles Street Jail. Ooh, a little creep factor there.
Yeah. Again, staying in jail, that's a no for me. I've avoided it to this point in my life, and I would like to continue to avoid that. Yep.
All right, Chuck Ritchie has a new dating app idea.
I do. So check this out, Scott. I know you're single. So I've created this with you in mind, really, with the inspiration behind this.
Okay.
So this is a new dating app. I'm going to launch it, but instead of a photo of a person, it shows a single photo of something in their life. These are some ideas that would tell you the most about somebody. We might do the last 6 meals they cooked. Actually, like that one. Their collection. Do they collect?
Get that in one photo. Maybe a montage. Okay.
Put all the old boxes from the trash together in a picture. Their collection. Do they collect books, board games, video games, sneakers, Lego? Some of those would be actually I like that because some of those are big red flags.
Yeah, if they collect like stuffed animals.
I mean there's worse things I was thinking of than that, but you know.
Okay.
Pictures of their bathroom, Scott.
Oh, that could tell a lot.
It really could.
I want to see that one.
Yeah. Their kitchen sink.
I don't know if I'd be too picky about that.
I would like to clean these up. I would clean these up though before I took pictures of them. So they're big lies, basically. How they load the dishwasher. Ooh, that does tell a lot about somebody. Do you just haphazardly throw stuff in, or do you make everything nice and neat and maximize the space?
I'd want to see that. That's important to me.
It is. It is. I like to maximize the space, the first load, and then the second load is like the big stuff that just kind of gets thrown in and doesn't get filled up all the way. Then you start that and run it, and then all your dishes are clean. Their bookshelf.
So I had a girl tell me once that she almost didn't go out on a second date with me because I had no books.
Oh.
In my living room. And I said, Kindle anybody?
Right?
I said, by the way, I have no CDs either. I converted them all to MP3s.
You know, we were talking just yesterday with my wife about how we have too much stuff in our living room. We need to purge and get rid of some stuff. We've lived in this house longer than we've ever lived anywhere in a single house, anywhere in a single city. And our the stuff we've managed to collect is getting overwhelming. And we were looking through some old pictures of our living room before we had all this stuff. And the one thing that makes all the difference is we put up bookshelves. And all of our books went up on the bookshelves. And as much as we like displaying our books, they also are constantly cluttery. And there's no way to make the living room look clean when we have 1,000 books everywhere.
Yep. I agree.
Yep. As much as we like them. Huh? Yeah, you can't make it clean.
Last one.
Which way the toilet paper roll goes.
It doesn't matter.
Did you know there's an actual patented method when the toilet paper roll dispenser was first invented, the first one ever? drew a detailed diagram of the way the toilet paper is supposed to go on the roll. So there is a proper way, Scott.
Wow.
It's over the top with the top facing down.
Unless you have a cat. And you flip it the other way and you'll never have a floor full of toilet paper.
Really?
They can spin that thing all they want.
Really? Oh, yeah, because it just rolls back up on itself.
Yep.
What if they roll? Well, no, they can't roll it the other way. They'd have to get in there behind it, and they're not coordinated enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay.
You might have a clever cat that could pull it off, but chances are, all right. Chuck, would you share my idea of the one picture I would like to see on a dating app of somebody I'm going to date?
Yes. Their last week's internet search history.
I think that would tell me everything I need to know.
I don't. There are some things that are just so private that nobody needs to see them. And I think your
That's
internet.
what I'd want a picture of. I'm going to put that. I'm going to demand that from now on. All right, yeah, I'll go on a date with you, but I want to see your whole last week's internet search.
Like that's going to be. I think most people should have it in their will. Like when you die, the person that finds your body deletes your search history. Like first and foremost, delete that thing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Look, it's what Scott thinks about in the shower. Yeah, you might hear that in the shower too. All right, running a half marathon and running a half of a get this, running a half marathon and running half of a marathon are looked at differently. One makes you a loser.
I would just be happy to show up in the audience. I mean, that's about as close as I'll get.
I think you should keep all the Legos on the floor close together because the more Legos you step on at once, the less they hurt.
That's true.
Deep thought in the shower. Real wealth isn't being able to buy something expensive. It's being able to break it without flinching.
That is true.
I could buy another. All right. This is so true. Unless it's a family member, a nephew, a niece, your immediate children, that kind of stuff. More people enjoy seeing puppies than they do seeing babies.
Right?
Do you agree with that? I mean, they look like what they
when you're out and about, I guess some people do, but you don't walk around saying, "Ooh, look at that baby!" But you see a puppy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think maybe women they'll do that more for puppies, but they do it for babies too. Where I think most guys are like, "Man, I don't want to hear it." When you're on the airplane, it's like, "Really, you needed to take that kid on the trip?"
But then
home with your children, keep them safe.
But then on the other hand, some people that bring their dogs with them on the plane. Ooh, can the puppy sit with me for a little while? Yeah.
I had a buddy. I think I might have shared this on the radio once already. He flies with his cat sometimes, and he was on like a half full flight, and the stewardess told him to take the cat out of. He could take the cat out of the carrier, and the cat proceeded to walk all over the plane and visit with people.
That's kind of cool.
And now I want to start cat airlines because I'm a cat person.
Yeah.
Is when you fly somewhere, it'd be because people get so stressed and angry when they're flying. And I think if you had a cat purring on you, you'd mellow right out.
Well, cats, dogs, there's a lot of science behind, therapy animals and relieving stress and stuff. Those same studies, not true with babies.
Exactly. And you can't use them for a pillow.
Right. Right. Exactly. Dogs love being used as a pillow.
That's right. Not so much for babies.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of people met their best friend based on where a kindergarten teacher randomly sat him on the first day of school.
That's true.
All right. My last two deep thoughts. Sugar consumption is skyrocketing, but sugar packets are still the same size. Makes no sense.
You just use a whole lot more of them.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. And then think about this. With LED bulbs lasting 20 years now, kids born today have a good chance of not knowing how to change a light bulb. It's true stuff.
Wow.
Wow.
They say that about LED bulbs, but my house, I've switched to all LED years ago, but I still have to change light bulbs. Not as often as I used to, but, they last a couple years maybe, which is a lot longer than you used to get, but still, they do go out. Yeah.
All right, Chuck, I'm going to give you a choice. All right, we're coming up close to break time. Would you like to do trivia or rules for bank robbers?
let's since it's just me, let's go ahead and do the rules for bank robbers.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to take the first one?
I do. So according to the FBI, most modern-day bank robbers are unsophisticated and unprofessional crimes committed by young male repeat offenders who apparently don't know the first thing about their business. That's a good trade to get in. This information was included in an interesting, amusing article titled How Not to Rob a Bank by Tim Clark, which appeared in the 1987 edition of the Old Farmer's Almanac. Clark reported that in spite of the widespread use of surveillance cameras, 76% of bank robbers use no disguise. Wow. Haven't they ever seen a movie? Idiots. 86% never study the bank before robbing it, and 95% make no long-range plans for concealing the loot.
Huh.
That's just, come on, watch a movie or something. Come up with a plan. I like to think I wouldn't be willing to even try unless I knew 100% I wasn't going to get caught and had all my bases covered. But
then you might be willing. It's good to know. Let me write that down. Everybody heard that?
I don't think I would, Scott. Just
Yeah,
for the
you're
record,
doubling
everybody.
back. No. You can't double
Just
back.
for the
on
record, everybody. I ain't going to do it.
that. Whatever.
It wasn't me. I swear.
Lisa Jewel PD knows who to watch.
That's true. But then he went on to offer this advice to would-be bank robbers, along with examples of what can happen if the rules aren't followed. Rule number 1, pick the right bank. Clark advises that you don't follow the lead of a fellow in Anaheim, California, who tried to hold up a bank that was no longer in business and had no money. Wow. On the other hand, you don't want to be too familiar with the bank. A California robber ran into his mother while making his getaway. She turned him in.
Whoa.
Oh, Mom!
This is so tough.
Yeah. You have to approach the right teller. Granted, Clark says this one is harder to plan. One teller in Springfield, Massachusetts, followed the hold-up man out of the bank and down the street until she saw him go into a restaurant. She hailed a passing police car, and the police picked him up. Another teller was given a hold-up note by the robber, and her father, who was next in line, wrestled the man to the ground and sat on him until authorities arrived.
Oh.
If
I
I
like
rob,
the one from... Go ahead.
if I rob a bank, I'm not going to just walk down the street and go sit down and have some pancakes.
It happens, though.
Wow. Man, people are
I
stupid.
like the one from yesterday or Tuesday with Val when we were doing Odd News. There was a guy who robbed the bank, and as he was going out, he was almost out the door, and the the teller asked him to please come back. He forgot something, and he turned around, walked back into the bank, and that's when they locked him in the foyer.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Jeez. This next one, I don't think this is a thing you should have to remind bank robbers of, but apparently this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sign your demand note. Write your name on it and sign what? Demand notes have been written on the back of subpoena. Oh, demand notes have been written on the back of a subpoena issued in the name of a bank robber in Pittsburgh on an envelope bearing the name and address of another in Detroit. And in East Hartford, Connecticut, on the back of a withdrawal slip, giving the robber's signature and account number.
Wow.
There's no hope for humanity, is there?
Mm-mm.
I mean, why can't we at least have smart criminals? What happened to our criminals, huh?
We wouldn't be able to do the Odd News in the next segment if it wasn't for these guys.
Country's going to heck in a handbasket, I tell you.
Hey, Grandma.
Beware of dangerous vegetables. A man in White Plains, New York, tried to hold up a bank with a zucchini. The police captured him at his house, where he showed them his weapon. Is that a euphemism?
Yes.
Moving on. Avoid being fussy. A robber in Panorama City, California, gave a teller a note saying, I have a gun. Give me all your 20s in the cell envelope. The teller said, all I've got is 2 20s. The bank robber then took them and left. Maybe it was like a OCD thing. He could only handle 20s.
Easier to spend. They don't get checked as much. Maybe he's worried about serial numbers.
Maybe. But you think you could also take the 5s then? The 10s, the 5s and 10s?
Yeah.
You could say, give me your 20s and below. How about that?
Nah, I don't want no ones.
Yeah. You walk out with a big bundle full of full of
Give me all
bills,
your ones.
you'd have like $30.
I'm here to rob this bank. I want all your quarters.
Don't advertise. Bank robbers in Minnesota and California tried to create a diversion by throwing stolen money out of the windows of their cars, and succeeded to only draw attention to themselves.
Oh. Because who would do that, right?
Right. That's.
Right.
I mean, if you're already being chased, that makes sense. You know, it's kind of like throwing marbles out to somebody behind you so they trip, because that works. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Take right turns only. Avoid the sad fate of these thieves in Florida who took a wrong turn and ended up on the Homestead Air Force Base.
Ooh. I thought it was saying they needed to just make all right turns like they were on a backwards racetrack.
Oh yeah, just go in a circle. Yep. They drove up to a military police guardhouse thinking it was a toll booth, and then offered the security men money.
Ooh.
Wow.
Good job.
Wow. That's unintelligent. Provide your own transportation. It's not clever to borrow the teller's car, which she carefully described to the police. This resulted in the most quickly solved bank robbery in the history of Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Did you see the video of the one a couple weeks ago where the lady, these guys were robbing a bank, and as they're coming out the door, there's a lady stealing the getaway car? Isn't that our car, man?
That is hilarious. So the last one here is probably the most important of all. Just this first sentence. Consider another line of work.
Okay.
Just be not a bank robber anymore. One nervous Newport, Rhode Island robber, while trying to stuff his ill-gotten gains into his shirt pocket, shot himself in the head and died instantly. Wow.
Okay.
Yep. Then there was a case of a hopeful criminal in Swansea, Massachusetts, who then told the teller he had no money and fainted. Right. The teller told him she had no money, and then he fainted. He was still unconscious when the police arrived.
Hold on.
You are an idiot.
Never rob a bank with low blood sugar.
I think that's good advice for the tellers. Just look your robber straight in the eye and say, "Sorry, I don't have any money. Sorry, I'm all out." What are they going to do? Yeah.
All right. I love to tease Idaho because they're so close. You know, it's that like in a competition with the state next to you. We're not going to have time for this. I'll save it for another day. Weird world records from each state, but I had to do Idaho's. Okay. Andre Orteff set the record in Idaho for the furthest distance to blow a pea, achieving a distance of 7.5 meters. That was Idaho 2014.
Wow. You know, being close is one reason to pick on Idaho.
Yeah. What's another?
I'm just saying that's one reason to pick on Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it at there.
All right. When we come back, we've got local birthdays for you. And, of course, today's odd news. I made a couple new montages. Stick around. Woo-hoo. It's KCHW 102.7.
It's 8:23.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Chihuahua Motel and RV Park. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, located at 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua, offers 14 single or double rooms, each with a refrigerator and microwave, in-room coffee station, Wi-Fi, cable, and 58-inch screen television. 2 Airbnb options are available, both with full kitchens, coffee, and a 65-inch smart TV. They also feature 26 full hookup RV spots with 30-amp service. For reservations, they can be reached at 509-935-4763 or ChihuahuaMotelAndRVPark.com. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua.
This is KCHW 102.7.
From Feature Story News in the UK, I'm John Beaver. Pakistan has carried out what it's described as targeted military strikes in Iran. The retaliatory operation comes days after Iran targeted militants on Pakistani soil. Islamabad says a number of terrorists were killed in Thursday's strike, while Tehran alleges at least 9 non-Iranian nationals died. Despite the actions, the Turkish foreign minister, who's spoken to both sides, says neither wants an escalation in hostilities. Hira Mustafa reports from Islamabad.
In response to Iranian airstrikes in Balochistan, Pakistan executed what it called the Marakbar Saramjar military operation, which loosely translates to death to the guerrilla fighter. The strikes reportedly targeted terrorists in Iran's Sistan-Balochistan province. Pakistan's caretaker prime minister is reportedly cutting short his Davis visit to return home. Iranian state media claims Tehran has demanded an immediate explanation from Pakistan. Hira Mustafa, Islamabad.
The UK's controversial Rwanda immigration scheme now faces a battle in Parliament's upper chamber. The plan passed a key vote of MPs on Wednesday. It would see some asylum seekers sent to Rwanda in a bid to act as a deterrent against illegal immigration. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says he wants to end the legal merry-go-round and start the flights as soon as possible. But the opposition Labour Party says it's unworkable and has already cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Former Justice Secretary Sir Robert Buckland says the legislation still faces challenges.
You don't need to be clairvoyant to understand that the Lords will probably, should we say, revise it rather markedly. And another crunch point will come at the ping-pong session when the Commons will consider Lords' amendments. There will be some interesting choices then to be made.
A US newspaper says Chinese scientists knew vital information about the COVID-19 virus just before the start of 2020, 2 weeks before revealing it to the world. The Wall Street Journal says it's seen documents compiled by US congressional researchers that make the claim. Here's Andrew Wood in Hong Kong.
The report raises questions about what Beijing knew in the early days of the pandemic and whether it could have done more to quash the spread of the virus at home and globally. The newspaper says a Chinese researcher uploaded a nearly complete sequence of the virus to a database run by the US government on the 28th of December. At that time, the Chinese authorities were describing the COVID outbreak as a pneumonia caused by an unknown virus, and the market in Wuhan at its centre was still open. The American database deleted the virus sequence in accordance with its protocols, as it could not contact the researcher. China officially shared the COVID sequence on January the 11th with the World Health Organization. Andrew Wood, Hong Kong.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN. The World Health Organization says the health system in Gaza is on the brink of collapse. Jodie Jacobs reports from the United Nations in New York.
A worrying picture was painted by the WHO's health emergency officer. After spending about 5 weeks in Gaza, Sean Cassie says the medical situation in Gaza is a humanitarian catastrophe. He was addressing reporters here in New York on Wednesday, claiming the health system is near collapse. Cassie says one of their biggest hurdles is the continuous denial by Israeli authorities to move supplies, especially to the north of Gaza, something which Israel denies. The Netanyahu government says it's doing everything it can to ease the suffering, claiming it had facilitated the delivery of over 130,000 tons of humanitarian aid last week.
The Indian Army's Gallantry Award citations have revealed that the country's soldiers clashed with Chinese troops twice in 2022. Nehar Punia has more.
The two incidents that were not made public prior to now reportedly involved hand-to-hand combat. The first one took place in January 2022 when several soldiers of the People's Liberation Army, according to the Indian Army, attacked its post in the eastern Ladakh region. The citation for the Gallantry Award adds that there was a skirmish during which an Indian soldier wounded at least 4 Chinese troops and snatched their rifles. The second incident reportedly took place in November 2022 when Indian soldiers reportedly pushed back a group of 40 to 50 Chinese troops.
To recap the top stories, Pakistan has carried out what it's described as targeted military strikes in Iran. The UK's controversial plan to try and deter illegal immigration by sending some asylum seekers to Rwanda now faces a battle to pass through Parliament's upper chamber. And an American newspaper says Chinese scientists knew vital information about the COVID-19 virus 2 weeks before revealing it to the world. That's the latest feature story news. John Beaver reporting.
KCHW 102.7 FM, the music education station, is pleased to announce its first fully produced syndicated radio program that's available to public radio stations worldwide. It's called Swinging with Dr. Jazz, and you can hear it locally at 6 p.m. every Sunday night, right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. Each episode features 6 swing-era bands from the 30s and 40s. Swinging with Dr. Jazz, Sundays at 6 on KCHW 102.7 and online at northernlightspublicradio.com.
We are the Three Amigos!
But there's only 2 of us today, Scott.
Well, remember what I played last week, and this will explain where the third amigo is.
I like these guys. They're funny guys. Arriba! Just kill one of them.
But Dad, you said Alan's at a carpet convention.
And so we're telling people for now.
Aw.
Just kid, he's fine. He's fine. He checked in online. He's okay.
Right. Oh, good. Welcome.
Somebody else checked in on Facebook when we were talking about the hotels.
Oh.
And the cool hotels around the country you can stay. Riohad from chimed in and said, how about the fairy tale cottages in Alberta? So I checked it out online, and this property's 2 sections have homes for fans of Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, and more, all in little tiny homes.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And so I know her, and that is right up her alley. She would be right at home there.
All right,
that's fitting. I love it. Thank you.
I've been trying to come up with like little themes for my cabins.
Mm-hmm.
I have like one that's an ocean theme. I haven't decided what to do with the other one though.
And you've got cat hair paradise.
I should. Everything in the room is 100% cat hair. This is a cat hair bed. It's as soft as a kitten's butt because that's exactly what it's made from.
Oh, it just reminds me of my cat.
Each room comes with a dirty litter box.
Have you ever seen like a cat bed that's been used so much that the cat hair sort of creates like this like circular sort of nest in there? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, not at my place though. I have a discriminating cat. Mooch, if her bed gets dirty or has too much cat hair, she will not use it. So I have like 3 cat beds so I can interchange them. But yeah, if it gets dirty, she won't get in it. So
wow.
I think that's a classy cat.
That's cool. That's nice. Well, it means a lot more work for you though, because that means you have to constantly clean it. But I guess it's a good reminder and keeps you on top of things. Yeah, either that or then the cat just sleeps on you instead of its bed.
Yeah, and then you're all covered in hair.
Yeah, and the cat doesn't care about that.
I weaved some great cat hair shirts, though. A little itchy, but you'll get over it.
Yeah, well, just that's what allergy pills are for.
Yeah. Oh, Chuck, you got that calendar handy where we can do some local birthdays? These come from the Lions Club every year in October. They start soliciting the entries for the next year's calendar, and those sales of those calendars support their work helping people in the Chewelah Valley area with vision and hearing problems. So it's a great cause. And Chuck, you got some birthdays for today?
I do. I have them right here. I have them right here.
Yeah.
Okay, today it is, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Elia Shelton.
Okay.
Aaliyah or Elia. Patty Pine, P-E-I-N. Pine. Okay, thank you. And Tina Allerdings, all with birthdays today. So happy birthday, everybody.
All the way around of applause. You know them, you love them, see them around town, point and laugh, tell them we talked about them on the radio.
Yes.
All right, celebrity birthdays for January 18th. Kevin Costner, who's really, really happy he had a prenup right now, 69. He's aging pretty well, though. Comedian Dave Attell is 59, and I think he's disappeared about 10 years ago.
Yeah, is he still around?
I don't know. Apparently, he's alive.
For a while, everything was Dave Attell. Yeah.
All right. One of my favorite dudes, actor, wrestler Dave Bautista from Glass Onion and the Marvel films, 55.
You hear all the stories from Hollywood, and one of the most common things you hear about Dave Bautista is that he is like the nicest guy in Hollywood to work with. That he's one of the nicest and one of the hardest working and easiest to work with people in Hollywood.
I think I know why. And I've heard the same thing about John Cena, and I got to watch like an hour-long interview with him on a podcast that was just very chill. Him and a friend just sitting there drinking glasses of wine, visiting about how he got to where he is. And one thing that he was sharing, and maybe that's for the same thing as Dave, is they're athletes. Obviously, they're people in really good shape, but they are actors, and a lot of them come out of theater.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of relates to that and maybe gives them a little sensitive side.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of professional wrestling, but it's surprising how many of those professional wrestlers outside of the ring or off camera are like the nicest guys. Yeah. It is. A lot of them are really they're big nerds too.
Yeah. John Cena, big nerd.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse Martin from The Flash and Law and Order 55. Jason Segel from How I Met Your Mother, Freaks and Geeks 44. Ashley Murray from Riverdale 36, and Zico Zaki from FBI 24 Legacy. Sounds like I made up that name.
I don't know who he is, but I love the name.
Zico Zaki.
Yes.
All right. It happened today. We call it history. Here comes Chuck.
1964, plans were revealed for the World Trade Center in New York City. 1993, for the first time, Martin Luther King Jr. holiday was officially observed in all 50 United States. That's a good thing. 1996, Australian scientists who claim to have contacted life on other planets stumbled on the real source of the signals, a microwave oven in the kitchen of their laboratory.
I was really excited about that when it happened, and then so depressed when we found out the truth.
Yeah. You should do a little more research before you make this stuff public news. This was a date that broke the hearts of all of America. In 1996, after 20 months of marriage, Lisa Marie Presley filed for divorce from Michael Jackson. Yeah. I remember the day.
No. So they were still scratching their heads from 20 months ago when she married him.
Right. Like, what?
Huh? That doesn't make sense.
In 2008 in Berlin, Germany, a burglar broke into an apartment to rob it, but when he got inside, he found something completely unexpected, a body. Wow. A burglar called the police from within the apartment, hung up and left. Officers discovered the 60-year-old resident in his bedroom. The man had passed away 2 weeks earlier.
So was he so freaked out he just left, or did he take some stuff when he left?
I don't know. I couldn't imagine. I'm not a robber, as I clarified earlier.
Not very well, let's say.
Yeah, I know, right? But I would imagine I would just be too freaked out and not take anything. But of course, if you're the type of person that would break into somebody's apartment and rob them anyway, maybe you're a little more morally flexible.
I would think that'd be like, I don't think he's going to need this anymore.
Right?
Way off. I
I say you're way off this time, son.
In some ways, it makes it better. Yeah.
No harm, no foul.
Right.
All right.
In 2018, this was actually kind of cool. The first drone rescue of swimmers was used by lifeguards in New South Wales, Australia.
I'm not getting in. You getting in?
We'll send the drone.
Send the drone.
Although I know my success rate in, I'm assuming this was probably a water-based drone that goes in the water. But my success rate at flying the drones in the air is about 0%.
I'm not saving. You're not saving anybody.
I've owned at least 3 of them in my life, and none of them have made it past the first hour of use in my hands.
So you would crash them right into the person in the ocean.
They just go down. I had one of them Christmas Day. It actually I was playing with it, and I almost had it under control, and then midair, it just burst into flames and kept flying. Out of control.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Unless it landed on your neighbor's roof or something.
Well, I was worried because I was in Texas and we were out of town and there were trees everywhere. We were surrounded by trees and it was in the middle of a historic level of drought. And it was.
I won't tell you then. I can bring mine right down in front of your face and make it do a flip.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're good. Of course,
Right,
I do have a habit of buying like the $20 drones, so that's probably my fault.
Yeah, Texas would be a little dry, right?
Yeah.
Bad. All right, special events for today. Get out your blankie, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and your favorite Winnie the Pooh book because it's Winnie the Pooh Day.
I like that.
Oh,
I do.
All right, it's also Maintenance Day, and I'd like to say that I need some maintenance.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Could use a couple of the screws tightened up and some lubrication.
Everything's kind of rusty.
Yeah.
It's also a gourmet coffee day. I love me some gourmet coffee.
Yeah. International Foods does not count.
All right. The next one, I can never figure out why it's always staring at me. It's Peking Duck Day.
Stop picking at me, Duck.
I hate that. It's always looking at me with that one crazy eye.
Creepy
All
duck.
right. And lastly, how fun. It's Thesaurus Day. So you could maybe curl up in that blanket with a nice thesaurus.
That's amazing and mesmerizing and wonderful and fantastic.
Okay, then how about the number of the day?
The number of the day is 445,000. That is the tons of salt applied to pave surfaces each year in Minnesota.
Wow. You've heard about the rust on the East Coast because everything is wet, but I am literally amazed at how fast things will rust, not only outside, but inside your home. I had a metal tray on the counter that I would set things on, like my keys and stuff like that. Didn't realize a little bit of water had spilt and went under that tray, rusted it right to the counter, ruined both of them. Yeah, it's and when the dew comes down, you get a little dew on the windshield of your car.
Mm-hmm.
Not here. It's like 4 or 5 times the dew you would see in the morning in Washington.
It's like rain.
Everything, like it had just got done raining. And if you get some cold right after that, I've literally came out and had my car completely sealed in a 1/4 inch of ice.
Wow.
Yeah, like glass.
I'm imagining you can't leave the bag of chips open for more than a few minutes.
No.
Yeah, or a box of cereal. What was that?
Because I'll eat them.
Yeah.
No, but very, very, and the cars. I mean, I used to like to, people around Chile, I used to like to get old beat up sports cars and flip them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that here. There are no old cars on the road. They don't do emissions anymore, but they do safety checks because everything rusts, and you can't have any open rust on your car underneath. You don't want anything falling off your car or the back wheels coming off or anything like that. So some pretty heavy inspections, and then all the cars you can find them on. You can find $1,000 car or maybe a $2,000 car, but you can't drive it. You can't drive it on the road.
Don't blow on it too hard.
Even if it's got low mileage, you can find cars. So if you're looking for an engine, maybe you blew one in yours and you've got a good car with no rust, you might be able to find an engine cheap to swap it in there. But there are no cheap cars here because anything under, I'm going to say $6-7 grand can't get a sticker or drive on the road.
Wow.
Because it's over 10, 11, 12 years old and it's covered in rust. When I came out here with the zombie truck, I had the only 1986 Ford van chassis without rust.
That's probably not true anymore after 2 years.
No, I'm sure it's not.
Poor zombie
But
van.
Yeah, it's so rusty out here.
Wow.
Actually, somebody sent me, I can't remember who it was, sent me a link off Facebook that the person I sold the zombie van had it up for sale. So it's out there.
When we first moved to Washington State, we originally were looking over by the coast because we wanted to be, near the ocean. But yeah, that was one of our deciding factors to move further inland was we didn't want to deal with all the moisture and all the humidity all the time and the rust and the salt, the salt in the air from the salt water.
So I'll say one thing about it, though, is not in the winter because you're using that dry heat, but I've always been somebody that suffered from dry skin. And that's the best part about being on the East Coast is your skin is always from spring through fall very hydrated.
Oh, very good. And your hair looks fabulous.
My hair looks fabulous.
It really does.
I can't believe it's not butter.
But yeah, I do wish sometimes though, because they don't use any. It's been about 20 years now. Even in Alaska, they stopped doing it. Was stopped using any products other than sand on the road during the wintertime. And I understand the reasons why. I fully do. Especially I know a lot of the reasons given for salt. Not even so much the cars. It leaches underground, and
harmful.
And it's harmful to the environment, and it's harmful to city plumbing. It'll leach underground and actually dissolve the underground water lines faster and sewer lines, and then cause a lot of problems. But you'd think we could come up with some solution that isn't harmful that also melts the ice.
Giant blow dryers. That's what I say.
I once saw
Great jobs.
Yeah, I saw once a person had created these solar powered road panels, and they were self-heating, and they generated power for homes and whatever to add to the grid, and they were self-heating and they were thawed themselves, so the roads would always be clear and they would create power to.
Is that the gentleman in Idaho?
I believe that's pronounced Ohio.
Is that the gentleman from Ohio that did it? He actually got a road done through a park.
Oh, okay.
That's solar panels, yeah.
I think they looked it was sort of almost looked like green glass sort of thing. It was it kind of looked like a glass type thing, but yeah, it was a really neat thing, and they were very durable. It wasn't glass, but that's kind of what it looked like. And something like that would be amazing if we could just start doing those and cheaper
all of
power.
our roads should be like that. All of our roads should be like that. We could generate all the power the country needed just from the highways we're driving on.
Yeah, I mean
and with that new technology, if you could get these companies to build their cars right, your car could actually charge while you're going across the solar highway.
Yeah, why not? We have the technology. We can do it.
We can do it. Make it build faster, stronger.
Yep.
All right. Let's wrap up this show, Chuck, because we're full of hot air, and let's do it this way.
We are.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing.
Be afraid.
You look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh, some of these today are just fun, Chuck.
Good.
Start off with the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence bad joking. Chuck gets to kick it off.
Yeah, the average NFL fan spends 46 hours a month thinking, talking, or reading about their favorite NFL team. I'd criticize fans for this, but it takes me that many hours each month to figure out what I want to watch on Netflix.
It's true.
It's true.
We spot the Netflix, and if you're spending 46 hours a month thinking, talking, or reading about your favorite NFL team, I think you should ask yourself the question, couldn't you be doing something better with that time?
Probably.
Right. Could be amateur hour for fantasy league players, though, right?
That's true. That's true. You know, that's one of the reasons why I let my kids or my wife do the remote controlling. I know a lot of people argue about that. It's a common argument in households, but I just abstain because they pick better shows anyway, and I don't have to think about it. I just sit back and say, "Entertain me, family."
Yeah, I do the same thing, except I hand the remote to Mooch.
Yeah, he probably picks better shows too.
Study found if your daily work commute takes 45 minutes or more, by the way, you're safe in Chihuahua, your marriage 40% more likely to fail. Wow. Uber drivers are now offering couples therapy.
But on the bright side, if your marriage fails, you'll have plenty of time to think about what went wrong.
Got 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back, take some tissues, go crying the whole time.
Oh, that's a good way to start out your day, a 45-minute cry during your commute. And then again on the way home as you stop for a cheeseburger.
Several cheeseburgers.
But financial experts say the latest numbers show holiday spending was stronger than expected. I was wondering why I heard my credit card whistling.
It's all happy.
Yep.
Let's see. That's why my New Year's resolution is to ignore any bank statements that come through.
Right.
All right. Some on the far right think the deep state created the blizzard in Iowa that affected the Caucasus. They say the plans can be found on Hunter Biden's laptop. I bet they do, too.
Have you heard about the deep state? Apparently they're responsible for everything.
I know. I wonder where they live.
Everywhere. They're everywhere, Scott. Yeah.
Oh, even Ohio?
Especially Ohio. Britain's King Charles III will go into... I thought that was a dog breed. Britain's King Charles III will go into the hospital next week for treatment of an enlarged prostate. Finally, a royal issue that doesn't involve an interview with Oprah.
But I thought bigger was better.
Always.
All right. On to the world of... What?
An interview with Oprah or a controversial book release. Yeah, a tell-all book. Yeah.
All right, wacky but true. We don't add anything to these but a movie or television sound effect, or sound effects in today's case in a few places. We'll start off in Poland, where a man had robbed an electronics store. He made it back home, but got tipped off that the cops were coming to his aunt's apartment, where he was staying, to look for him. It was then that he came up with the master plan to roll himself up in a large rug and propped himself up against a wall on the outside balcony. Cops searched the house, couldn't find him anywhere. Then one of the cops went outside to take a smoke break. And that's when he noticed that the carpet was kind of moving. This is awesome. And pretty much like this.
I love carpet.
What can I do for you, sir?
Well, sir, it's this rug I have. It really tied the room together.
He'd make a very handsome throw rug. And just think, whenever he gets dirty, you could take him out and beat him.
And, of course, I still get to keep the rug.
Oh, those are good ones, Scott. A recent video of a tourist getting her passport ripped to shreds by a monkey in the sacred monkey forest in Indonesia serves as a reminder of why animal sanctuaries caution visitors against approaching wildlife. The I'm going to say this macaque monkey.
Macaw.
Oh, it's quiet. The QUE is silent. Okay.
Yeah. And I like it. Call them macaques.
The macaw monkeys.
You know, those macaque monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of like the word Q. It's a Q followed by a bunch of silent letters.
Yeah.
The macaw monkeys that populate the sanctuary are known for their intelligence and their ability to outsmart the humans. Over the years, many of the monkeys have learned that if they allow humans to get close, they have a chance to steal their personal items. Usually the monkeys return the stolen items in exchange for food. However, in this case, no food bribe was offered, resulting in the destruction of the young woman's passport.
Oh, should have paid up.
Oh. Try explaining that one to airport security.
It kind of sounds fun to me if you listen.
Stop, monkey, stop. That thing will stop. Stop, monkey. Oh, that feels so good. No, that feels bad. No, stop, please.
Yeah.
Pardon me, I'm going to stand for a minute. I have a cramp in my leg.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. You want to stretch it out? Next one. I can do it.
Yeah, please
Woman
do.
in Germany was charged with assault after hitting a man in the head with a bagel. Company had been arguing over the correct way to slice a bagel. It went down like this.
Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
I mean, we've all been there, right?
Yes.
A good old-fashioned bagel fight. In Ledyard, Connecticut, a guy is in hot water after he dug up his neighbor's yard, of course. 62-year-old Mark Uterstedt faces a number of charges, including risk of injury, second-degree threatening, fourth-degree criminal mischief, breach of peace, and simple trespass. The strange chain of events unfolded when a concerned citizen called the police to report that her neighbor had dug up her front yard with a rock rake and was refusing to leave. When the officers arrived at the scene, they discovered that Uterstedt believed he owned the neighborhood and that the caller and her family were pirates. The gentleman was then taken into custody.
Oh, wow. He owned the neighborhood.
Wow.
Pirates. Wow.
She was singing about pirates. Bad luck to be singing about pirates with us mired in this unnatural fog. Mark my words.
It's 5 dehydrated pirates rehydrated.
Pirate or not, this man saved my life.
And in a statement to the media, the man said, "Arg."
Passenger on a jet across India was trapped in the plane's bathroom for the majority of the journey due to a malfunctioning door lock. Wow, I would totally, you said you were claustrophobic. I'd totally have a meltdown in the John if that happened.
Yeah.
I think what started, when I was a kid, I got locked in a bathroom for like 3 hours till somebody realized I wasn't around and they hadn't seen me, and my parents hadn't seen me in a while.
That happened to me too.
You've been locked in a bathroom too?
I was locked. It was a restaurant, and I got locked in the bathroom, and I was panicking and screaming, and then they couldn't get the door open, so they had to break the door down to get me out of the bathroom.
Ooh! Yeah. Wow!
I believe it was Fatty Patty's. It was in Dayton, Washington, I believe is where it was. Yeah. Good food though.
Sounds like a place I'd eat.
They had a thing that we'd always eat. We'd go there when we were deer hunting as a kid. I believe it was the slot plate, and it was like a plate that was just layered with like onions and peppers and potatoes and sausage and bacon and eggs and gravy, and it was served on a pizza tray, all piled up in a big mound, and it was enough to feed like 12. Wow. Yeah.
All right, you're going to need to go to the bathroom after that, so let's do it right here. Passenger on a jet in India. Oh, did I just do that? I got to get back into it.
You didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it.
No.
All right, so he's locked in the bathroom, malfunctioning door lock. The incident occurred shortly after takeoff, and despite the cabin crew's efforts, they were unable to unlock the door from the outside. Passenger was stuck in the bathroom for a 1 hour and 45-minute flight. Crew communicated with the distressed passenger via handwritten notes, advising him to sit on a closed toilet lid for safety during landing. Upon arrival, engineers boarded the plane, successfully opened the bathroom door. Passenger received immediate medical support and was promised a full refund for the flight by the airline. That never happens in America.
Wow. Did he use like a piece of toilet paper to pretend it was a seatbelt over the... I would imagine in a plane crash that would be about as effective as a seatbelt.
The thing I wondered is how they got him his snacks and drinks. Let's listen.
What does he like to drink? The water?
Yes, he drinks water. I would keep some water out.
I've been leaving the toilet seats up. Yeah. Is that what the blue water is? It's not good for him, huh?
Found 3 different clips and pieced them together like that. I thought it was pretty good.
That was really good, Scott. I'm proud of you.
The only thing I hate about those kind of things is once I've done them and I've played them, then they're just like gone forever. The chances of you needing that again are probably not there, but they're fun to make.
That one I can see needing that one quite regularly, Scott.
All right, can I play it again?
Yeah, please do.
What does he like to drink? The water?
Yes, he drinks water. I would keep some water out.
I've been leaving the toilet seats up. Yeah. Is that what the blue water is? It's not good for him, huh?
There's a joke there about toilet seats and playing that regularly. Being regular. I don't know. I'm not doing it. A flight from Tokyo to Seattle was forced to make an emergency landing back in Tokyo after a heavily drunk 55-year-old American passenger bit a flight attendant. The incident occurred 1 hour into the flight, which was carrying 159 passengers. The flight attendant suffered minor injuries from the attack. Upon landing, the man was handed over to Tokyo police. The passenger claimed he had taken a sleeping pill and couldn't recall the incident.
Oh, I got a song for this one.
How shall I do it?
Sleeping pills?
Not sure enough.
Well, I sure do. I can't see nothing wrong. While other folks is worried, I'm sleeping all day long.
And I wake up and I feel bitey.
You know, that happens a lot. You see a lot of these people, they take sleeping pills, they mix it with alcohol or some other medication they're taking. And there's a lot of incidents. People do really crazy things and don't remember them from the sleeping pills. I've seen things where people get in their car and go on like crazy driving rampages, crashing into buildings and stuff, have no memory of it at all.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
All right. Too much melatonin. That's what I'm saying, Ossifer. All right. We should do a shout out as we wrap up the show. It's tonight, isn't it? Where they are going to do the showing of David Govadere's Grandfather Cuts Loose the Ponies. Ponies.
It is at the Trails Inn Gallery.
All right, 6 to 8 o'clock tonight. You can see that original template for the ponies that are up on the hill in Vantage.
Yeah, it's great. And like I said before, KCHW has actually donated or not donated, but loaned them the table that it's sitting on. So we are literal supporters of the arts.
We're supporting the arts with a table.
Sorry, I used that one yesterday. It was so good, I had to use it again.
I think you used it last week too, and it
wasn't funny. It wasn't funny then either.
I'm sorry.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
and Tim's listening, and he's just shaking his head.
Oh, Chuck. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Big round of applause for all of our listeners and watchers out there in Radio Land.
Everyone who made it through.
Tomorrow, we'll do it all over again. Take you into the weekend, right?
That's right. Just you and I tomorrow.
Yes, Jet's out again. We got people taking vacations after the holidays. What's up with that? No Alan today, no Jet tomorrow. But me and Chuck will be there for you and try to keep you entertained if you keep your radio dial right here. 102.7 FM, KCHW, Northern Lights, Public Radio.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
What does he like to drink? Water?
Yes, he drinks water. I would keep the water out.
I've been leaving the toilet seats up. Yeah. Is that what the blue water is? It's not good for him, huh?
We are the wild and pretty down.